From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Our top story this evening, a 16-year-old Fairbanks man was arraigned today in Fairbanks District Court after being indicted on multiple felony charges from an apartment shooting.
Chester Fields has been charged as an adult in the case with robbery in the first degree, burglary in the first degree, and assault in the first degree. According to court documents, Field and his 21-year-old accomplice, Isaiah Cross, reportedly broke into a Wedgwood apartment and shot at the residents multiple times after claiming they were going to get money owed to them. Fields and Cross reportedly used a BB gun, .40 caliber handgun, and a 9mm handgun in the incident, wounding residents of the hotel. Police arrested both suspects within 24 hours of the incident. Fields on other charges outside of the shooting. Fields is due to appear in court again on March 11th.
Fairbanks Police Department has confirmed that a suspect has been identified in connection with the explosive devices found outside of Monroe Catholic High School last week. Police say at least 2 people handled the device before they were able to phone the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms to decipher what it was. Now, no one was hurt in the incident. However, officials say federal charges have been sent to the U.S. Attorney's Office in the case. Police say the explosive was not directed towards the school or a specific individual.
A 2-liter plastic bottle that was margarita mix, had the top cut off and an unknown blue substance inside. The other was a 20-ounce soda bottle, clear, that had the top cut off also with black electrical tape around it. However, obviously, the intent here was more towards the childish prank side.
Now, we will have more on this story Saturday during the Fairbanks Evening News and News Center Final.
A 36-year-old Nulato man is charged with felony assault after allegedly beating his girlfriend and threatening to kill her. According to an affidavit, Aaron Ikata was arrested after bouncing his girlfriend's head against the floor and strangling her, making her pass out several times. The village public safety officer on scene reported the victim sustained multiple injuries from the assault, including abrasions to her face and eyes, as well as strangulation marks around her neck. The victim claimed Ikata said he was, quote, going to cut her throat with a knife, end quote, and that she feared for her life. A hearing for this case is set for March 14th.
The Fairbanks North Star Borough Assembly has initiated a program to get the word out about air pollution and wood burning. News Center 11's Monty Bowen reports.
The Assembly voted to spend up to $200,000 on a public education program to let people know about the air quality problems locally and how they can help cut the pollution.
A much more enhanced public education outreach program that we'll be putting together through this spring and summer for implementation in the fall time period. And that'll do just that. It will get more information out to the public.
The information program will also offer some incentives.
It's strictly voluntary, but it would be a program where if individuals chose to use oil instead of wood on poor air quality days, there would maybe some incentives towards that individual. So we're in the process of putting that program together now.
The new enhanced wood stove changeout program went into effect this week. It provides larger returns to those who decide to get rid of their old, less efficient wood stoves.
The borough will pay up to $4,000, and it's the full amount, so there isn't the 75% anymore. It's 100%, up to $4,000.
The borough would also help out those who use pellets or energy logs.
Up to $300 worth of that product that's made locally to incentivize the use of pellets and the energy logs.
If a person got rid of an outdoor wood boiler, the borough would contribute a large amount to help with that.
There's a much higher incentive on that, and that's $10,000.
The money for the programs will come from state and federal grants. Monty Bowen, News Center 11.
All right, when we come back, Senator Murkowski seeks to reform justice for victims of sexual assault.
And students work on robots thanks to the United States Navy. Those stories are next. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Fairbanks Evening News. Senator Lisa Murkowski is urging her Senate colleagues to pass legislation providing reforms to the military when seeking justice for victims of military sexual assault. After over a year of pressing the Pentagon for a culture change and co-sponsoring several bills that would improve and expand victims' rights and protections, the Senate held procedural votes on 2 bills offering such measures to get within one step of passing the Senate. Murkowski said they have to increase protections for future victims of military sexual assault.
And yet when we face these very, very troubling and difficult issues of military sexual assault, it is an underside of the military culture that we have not been able to sufficiently address and eradicate. And an estimated 26,000 cases of unwanted sexual contact and sexual assaults occurred in FY 2013, a 37% increase from FY 2011.
A former employee of Alaska's State Crime Lab faces 10 charges, including 6 felonies after Alaska State troopers say he tampered with drugs kept at the lab while addicted to heroin. 53-year-old Stephen Palmer worked at the crime lab as an analyst from May 1992 until resigning on December 1, 2011. He is charged with scheme to defraud, second-degree misconduct involving a controlled substance, and 4 counts of tampering with physical evidence, in addition to 4 misdemeanor counts of official misconduct. According to a criminal complaint from Alaska State troopers, an investigation began last summer into the purity of the crime lab's reference samples.
Borough Mayor Luke Hopkins wants to open a visitor center in the Ruth Burnett Fish Hatchery, and he's offering the state a large incentive to build it. Mayor Hopkins says he can offer the Department of Fish and Game $20,000 in visitor tax money to help open the center. The hatchery opened more than a year ago, but the promised visitor center is still a concept. The building is located on borough land with the stipulation that the state build the visitor center. A spokesperson for Fish and Game Department says it's a priority project.
If you go to the hatcheries on what we call the other side of the glass wall, there's an incredible amount of technology and production going on, and everybody always has questions. So a lot of it is, let's talk to people about how those hatcheries work.
Wood River Elementary School students are crafting underwater robots as part of a project and have landed some pretty unique sponsors. The new center has more about the robots and the people it takes to put them together. Students at Wood River have paired with students from the University of Alaska Fairbanks to build underwater submarine robots.
We've been building these sea perch robots, underwater robots, for several years now, but the original models that we're using were, in my opinion, kind of jimmy-rigged together, just put together with different parts based on this model from the Department of Navy.
The teacher said she wrote to the United States Navy, asking them if they could help them out with this unique program.
Very surprised. They said apply for a grant. We give out grants and, really state your case and we'll see what happens. So I did, and within 4 hours after I submitted the paper, they wrote me back and said, oh my gosh, you really need some of our kits. We really want to sponsor you. We really love your enthusiasm and think your kids will benefit from having these kits.
Together, the 10 kits they did receive from the Navy are priced at over $2,500. The teacher says these robots are the same kind of subs that helped to discover the Titanic, and the kids are happy to work on them with the new kits. Students at the University of Alaska Fairbanks also expressed their interest, saying they were happy to be there and help these young engineers get their hands dirty.
I just think it's really cool that the students are getting their hands dirty with this stuff, because we learn about things, but we somehow skip over actually doing them in school. So it's awesome that they're really getting their hands on this stuff.
After the robots are completed, the students will then take them to the pool to test them out. Stephanie Woodard, News Center 11.
Very interesting.
Yeah, pretty neat. I can't wait to see them navigate them.
Yeah.
My favorite part was when she said that these submarines were the same ones used in exploring the Titanic.
That
cool.
is pretty neat. That is awesome. Caps off a great day. Guess
Yes.
what? Paid off my
What?
student loan today. High-fiving. So I'm on a roll here. All I want to do is watch some sports, and my night is complete. Joe Cook is next with sports. He has highlights from UAF's last basketball game of the season.
I think somebody dared you to say that.
I think so, too.
A lot is going on this weekend in sports, and Joe has it covered. We are always up for a dare, of course.
Absolutely.
Stay tuned.
Welcome back, Interior Sports fans. It's TGIF, and we have sports for you to get your weekend started. Well, the worst deja vu is when you relive your worst moment again. That's what happened to the UAF men's basketball team yesterday in the GNET Championship semifinal. Western Washington rolled to a 73-52 win over the Nanooks to advance to the title game against SPU. In back-to-back tournaments, UAF beat MSUB in the first round and lost to the Vikings in the second round. 61-43 was the result in 2013. The Nanooks couldn't hit the side of a barn, shooting a mere 15% and scoring only 14 points in the first half, while Western Washington, they scored from everywhere. The Vikes led 38-14 at the half. Ronnie Baker had 18 to lead the Nooks, and Sergei Putsar added 12 as UAF got within 39-27 with 6:27 left in the game thanks to a 13-1 run, but the Vikings continued to score, and UAF's rough shooting reemerged. Jeffrey Parker had a game-high 21 points and 9 boards on 7 of 10 shooting. He went 5 for 6 from 3. Joey Schreiber chipped in with 14 points off the bench. The Vikes out-rebounded UAF by 14 as well. The next season ends at 18-10 overall. They finished third in the GNEC and reached the semifinal for the second straight year. Last night in the Aurora Conference Tournament, the number 3 Hutchinson girls were in the semifinal against number 2 Valdez. It looked as if it would be all Valdez as they maintained a 9-point lead throughout the game as Hutch struggled to find offense. Valdez led 33-22 in the third and were up 9 with less than 2 minutes left, but Hutch roared back in the final minute of the game. Taylor Hastings, she hit a bucket, and then a Kiana Edwards steal and layup made it 39-40 with 30 seconds left after a Valdez foul. Katie Peterson was at the line for Hutch to force the game into OT, but went 1 for 2 at the line, and the Buccaneers hold on to win 42-40. Hutch will not defend their World Conference title, but they still have a chance to make state. They'll need 3 wins to do it. The Hutch boys will also have to win 3 straight to get the second conference bid as well. Things seem to be pretty fluid for the Iditarod leaders. They've been leapfrogging a bit. For Friday's leaderboard, Martin Boozer's on top, and he left Galena about 11 or so this morning. The first into Galena was Allie Zirkle. She won $1,000 and 25 pounds of salmon for being the first into Galena. She's currently third. Sonny Lindner is second behind Boozer, and he's out of Galena also. Aaron Burmeister is fourth, and Robert Sorley is fifth for the top 5. The next checkpoints are Nulato and Caltech. There's a lot to do and a lot to see in the first weekend of March in the interior. And for all you basketball heads, the Golden Heart Conference will have their finals at Boileau Hall, with the girls' game at 3:45 and the boys' game at 5:15. The consolation games start at noon. At 6 and 7:30 at North Pole, the boys and girls MAC Conference title games. In the Central Interior Conference, they will have their title game starting at noon. The consolation games tipping off at 9 a.m. in Nenana. If you're into dog mushing, go to Morningstar Park in North Pole at 9 a.m. Saturday and Sunday for the North Pole Championships and Junior North American Championships for sled dog racing and skiing action. And of course, on Saturday night at 7 in the Carlson Center, the Gov Cup. Game 2, the season finale, which will also be senior night, and it will be a whiteout as well, so wear any white apparel. Now, preceding that game in the afternoon will be the second annual, if you will, UAA versus UAF alumni game at the Carlson Center, where the players from the past rivalry games will put on the skates again. Donations for the UAF women's hockey team will be taken. Head coach Dallas Ferguson may still have it. He'll be back on the ice for the Nooks.
Do I have it? I don't know if I have it. I guess define have it. I don't know what that is, but just looking forward. It's a great weekend. I mean, it's probably the biggest turnout we've had for our alumni coming back to the program, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to be wearing those vintage jerseys from the 80-81 team, so I think that's exciting. They're sharp jerseys and bring back a little history of where it started, and at least part of where it started, and yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We got a warm-up game here tonight, with the guys coming into town, and then we'll kick it off on Saturday and get after it.
And probably no surprise what the play of the week is this Friday. Let's go back to the shot heard around Alaska. Andrew Kelly's game-winning off-balance shot at the buzzer last Thursday night. The senior shot ended a 16-game losing streak to in-state rival UAA as UAF won 70-68, clinching third in the GNEC. Their season is now over, but they finished 18-10, and that was definitely one of, if not, their play of the season. To pick the next play of the week, just watch KTVF 11 Sports on Mondays for the weekend recap, and watch for the I-5, the interior top 5 plays. And that's it for Sports at 6, but come back tonight for the Sports Nightcap for Gov Cup highlights and more. Your full weather forecast is next, and we'll catch you next time.
Hey everyone, welcome back into the Fbx Evening News. Mike Schultz with you once again, talking about weather, and what a beautiful day across the interior. Lots of sunshine, and the good news, the winds died down, and this weather is going to continue all the way through the weekend. So a lot of great opportunities to get out and do all the outdoor activities you want to do, and of course, visit the ice park with the kids. Make it a family event. Here's our photograph for tonight. This one is from Lori Hollett, and her husband was able to get some reflections off of the cabin they have up around the Denali Park area. A nice, beautiful shot there. And as always, if you have a photograph to share, send it to photos@ktvf11.com, and we will share it with the rest of the audience. Numbers off the airport right now, 0 after a high of 14. The overnight low last night, 21 below. Record high 2008 got up to 46 that day, down to 38 below in 1972. 7:35 this morning. The sun was up, and the sun goes down this evening at 6:32, giving us not quite 11 hours of daylight and a gain of 7 minutes from yesterday. Here's our satellite picture. A little more activity going on over southeast Alaska. Frontal boundary working its way across. Expect to bring some pretty healthy snow to the Juneau and Ketchikan areas. Otherwise, we're looking at, once again, lots of clear skies, but high pressure is really dominating the overall weather scene. It'll break down a little bit next week and allow more warmer temperatures to move in. In fact, warming up to near 30 degrees by Wednesday and Thursday. That's good news. Across the state today, there's the rain and snow falling across the Juneau area, just rain around Ketchikan. Cloudy and snow showery conditions around the Kodiak Island region. Otherwise, lots of sunshine over the rest of the state. 7 degrees below zero at Barrow, 24 above at Nome, and 0 at Fort Yukon. Lower 48 weather tonight. Well, we have rain falling across the Pacific Northwest once again. Wish it would stretch down into California and help the folks down there. It is raining over Dallas, around the parts of Texas also. Just partly cloudy skies across the Great Lakes and lots of sunshine over the southeast. And our satellite and radar again showing a little bit of energy moving across the eastern coast of the lower 48 with a little bit of snow moving around the Denver area. They're expecting 2 to 4 inches of snow out of that system as it starts to wind up. And there's the next system moving across the Pacific Northwest, bringing the rain. The jet stream next week will change drastically. As you can see, it'll take a big dive down over the west coast, helping to usher in more storms there, but move further north, pushing the cold air back up into Canada, while the rest of the country looks pretty good. For the most part, looking at mild temperatures and just very few areas of precipitation. Well, back to Alaska for tomorrow. Increasing clouds in the Barrow area, sunny skies for Nome, and also sunny skies expected at Fort Yukon. Here in the interior, again, a beautiful day, lots of sunshine across the entire region, and temperatures right around 20 degrees in the Healy area, a little bit cooler for Fairbanks and Delta Junction. A winter weather advisory going on in Juneau with, like I said, heavy snow possible there. Rain and snow shower activity expected for Ketchikan. Over the southwest part of the state, looking at mixed showers for Cold Bay, light rain and snow for Kodiak, and snow will be diminishing for Bethel. And over the south central sections, decreasing clouds for Anchorage and Valdez, and sunny skies expected in Homer. Well, it is a Friday night, which means it's time for our Winter Trails Report. As you can see here, it's going to be a fantastic weekend with lots of sun and temperatures fairly cool. All the slopes should be great, and watch out for some fast runs on the cross-country trail with all the ice we've had. All right, thanks to Beaver Sports for that. Here's your forecast for tonight. 18 below zero, clear skies, quite frigid temperatures. Tomorrow's forecast, not as warm as it was today, but still lots of sunshine, 9 degrees. And the good news is the extended forecast, as you can see here, looking at Sunday and Monday, cool, but then warming up nicely for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Like I said, near 30 degrees on Wednesday. And no precipitation expected on the 5-day period. And also a reminder, don't forget to set your clock ahead 1 hour Saturday night at 2 a.m. so we can get it in tune with daylight savings time.
So we can lose an hour of sleep.
Yes.
That's basically how we define that, right?
Yeah.
That's the best way to do it, yeah. Spring ahead, fall back.
Well, it's been a good Friday. This is also my daughter's 4-year-old birthday today, so I'm very happy about
happy
that.
birthday.
And I paid off my
great.
student loan, so there we go.
Wow.
Another plug.
You
I
know what?
I'm
You are just on fire.
I'm just really
I
proud
found a
of that
penny on the
moment.
ground. Take a penny.
And he found a penny.
I'm going to dinner tonight. I mean,
Yeah.
my favorite place. I won't say it.
Okay,
I'm sure
go
our
say.
audience is just brimming with.
I know. Right?
I wish they could be us, right?
What are you guys doing? Facebook us and let us know.
Okay.
They're all
great.
going to the game tonight, the big
That's
game.
absolutely right.
Yeah.
That's right. The Governor's Cup.
They may be paying off their student loans, celebrating
Possibly.
birthdays,
Yeah, or
going
to
out
the game,
to dinner,
going out to dinner.
yeah.
And Nanook's winning.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a
We
big
can
one.
hope. All right, that'll wrap up this edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. We are glad you could join us.
Coming up next on NBC Nightly News, inside the minds of the millennial generation, the surprising results. That's with Brian Williams.
Ooh, very scientific.
Yeah.
Surprising.
They have brains.
Reminder to join us here 6 days a week at 6 and 11, online anytime at webcenter11.com.
All right, from all of us here at the News Center, have a great night.
Good night.